Voice welcome back to another
Pokemon Masters EX
video, and today we're gonna actually, go over both Chingling, Sabrina, and New Volkner and Electivire's kit, right? So I think I'm probably just gonna do these like together in the future, right? The units as they come out. Maybe not for like this patch, but like start from the next patch. I'll just do like all the patch units in like one video. Just because I don't know, I feel that's just easier. Right? And just because I don't want to like make like what 5 videos out of like each one of these, right? So anyways, regardless, we'll see. I'm not 100% set on that yet, but regardless, let's go into this, right? So all right, for Sabrina and Chingling, if you look at her, obviously her strengths are her defensive stats, right? Solid defensive stats, stats wise, right? And also solid speed too, which is honestly all you want from a support. Like, you don't want this stuff. I mean, if you have it, if you have like a 500 special attack stat, I'm not like complaining. Don't get me wrong. Maybe not with confusion, but but generally you want the HP, you want the defenses, you want the speed, which she has all of, right? So let's get into the moves. You have 1 gauge spam on confusion, X special attack all, obviously, could help you max out your special attack for your team. Condition shield, which is again very, very nice for a lot of certain like legendary arenas that try to attempt to status you, right? Which could be quite annoying. Also, there are some mass mode stages that do that too. There are obviously a lot of full force battles that do that if they were doing the back. So there's that, right? Clear Mind gives your team endurance, well, not team, but like a specific ally endurance, and then single target 40% heal, right? And then what else? You have your sync, which doesn't do anything. You have Team Smart Command 2, which is, in my opinion, the highlight of her kit, right? 30% chance of giving special moves up next effect to your whole team by 1 when a user training uses a move. So it's only these, right? It's not like confusion. So the trainer moves: X special attack all, condition shield, clear mind, right? So yeah, this is very, very good because that's an extra 40% buff, right, to your whole team's next attack, right? It's only for 1 attack, but it's 40% for both your units, right? So add that together, right, assuming they're similar level damages, that's like almost 80% increase in your DPS. It's almost like twice, right? It's almost like you're doing 2 turns of damage in like 1 turn, right? Which obviously very, very powerful if it triggers. The obvious downside of this one is the rates aren't super high, right? It's only 30%. If it was, if it was guaranteed, that would be straight up broken, but they didn't make her broken. What can I do? It is what it is, right? Sharp teamwork: 30% chance of buffing crit of your whole team by 1 when attack move is successful. This is only for confusion, right? Attack move. Obviously downside of this is 30% as well, right? So you can't really rely on this to max out any units crit from like 0 to 3, plus 0 to plus 3. However, if you want someone to from plus 2 to plus 3, that's pretty reasonable, right? Aggravation 4, you have a very, very good chance of confusion with confusing with confusion. Although in terms of why would you want that outside of just confusing the opponent just for the heck of it, then I don't really know. Anyways, right? Let's get into I guess lucky skills and synchro builds, right? So again, for lucky skills, right? We'll talk about the new lucky cookies, right? But we won't go into like too much of that because it's like not really out yet. But there are definitely a decent amount of new lucky cookie skills that Sabrina could use. In terms of like old ones, right? Vigilance is always useful, right? Protecting you from crits is always nice to have. Always nice to have, right? But there are definitely some other ones outside of vigilance that are definitely pretty awesome as well, right? There's a few that you don't really have to worry about. First of all is interference immunity, because you do have quick cure, right? The other one is status immunity, because you have status shield, right? But in terms of other things that you could want, you could actually go for both Sentry Entry 2 or Wise Entry 2. That's either plus 2 defense on entry or plus 2 special defense on entry. Just gives you a bit more, just tanking, right? Which is always nice to have, right? So anyways, moving on. Let's see. Let's talk about the grid then. At 1 out of 5, you don't really have much. You do have 1 NPR though, which is very, very good because again, if you want well, first of all, if you want to max out your team's special attack from 0 to 6, obviously that's good. But also, just for Team Smart command, right? Having that that extra MP option is always going to be nice for increasing your chances overall, right over here. As for anything else, there's not too much. There's some like defensive stat nodes you can pick up, right? There's a few defensive stat nodes. There's actually a lot of defensive stat nodes. Oh my goodness, now that I'm looking at it. And then there's a speed node over here, right? Which one's cheaper? That's cheaper. If you guys don't want to, spend too many sync orbs, at 2 out of 5 is where you actually do get a lot of decent stuff, right? For example, fast track to a 30% chance of buffing your whole team's speed when you use confusion, right? Which is very, very good, obviously. And move gauge refresh 9, which on top of being pretty fast, right? Base speed wise, 1 gauge move, it turns into a 0 gauge move basically, or even a -1 gauge. You get gauges back basically, right? What else? You have 1 master healer on Clear Your Mind, which is nice. You have quick cure. Like her 2 out of 5 is honestly really, really good, right? Her 2 out of 5 is pretty nice. Oh my god, you have a guarded entry, healthy healing. There's just so many good stuff at 2 out of 5. It's really, really hard. You still have MP refresh on X special attack all here as well. Like it's really, really hard to pick and choose, right? Over here, like these are all really, really good stuff. In terms of what you want, I'd say master healer probably not. I don't think it's that big of a deal, right? I'd say this is probably pretty good, right? You get team fast track 2, team speed buffs, right? Move gauge refresh 9. You got an extra MP refresh on X special attack all. You have quick cure, which is nice, right? You could drop quick cure if there's no like infliction, right? Instead, and then you go like guarded entry here, or if you want the master healer, which I think you cannot afford. Never mind. I wouldn't really. Okay, maybe not healthy healing if it's like master mode, right? You're going with like the thing, right? And then you could pick up like something like this instead, right? It just depends on if you want like master healer or healthy healing. Do you want to heal your team or yourself? Usually I just go with healthy healing though, because again, mostly you're tanking with her, like you're trying to heal. Unless again, if you are facing a stage that has a lot of burst damage, right? Rather than just a stage that like takes a while to take out. But yeah, that's some options for 2 out of 5. 3 out of 5, there are even more options. There's ramp up, which makes it so that you can max out your whole team's special attack in 2 X special attacks. Although here's the thing, here's the big debate about Chingling. It's between ramped up or MP refresh on X special attack all. I personally like MP refresh on X special attack all, and I don't really like ramped up that much, but there are people who like ramped up as well, right? Reason being, I want that extra chance to MP refresh. The extra chance, 1 extra chance to MP refresh is extra 30% chance of a, double 40% chance, well, triple, but like Chingling's Confusion's not going to be doing much, right? 40% up for your whole team. That's why I do like MP refresh on X special attack a bit more, right? In terms of what you want, I like Team Tough Luck. 50% chance of raising defense, special defense, or both for a whole team when you get hit by an attack move is always good to have, right? The next super important node in my opinion is MP refresh on Clear Your Mind. Gives you extra heals and is another MP refresh, right? It's better than all the other MP refreshes except for X special attack MP refresh, which in my opinion you should probably still pick up, right? In terms of anything else, you could pick up the master healer, right? You could do something like this. So we have Team Tough Luck here, move gauge refresh 9, fast track 2, MP refresh 2 on X special attack all, MP refresh 2 on Clear Your Mind, and then 1 extra master healer, right? Again, there's a lot of different ways to build this, because it's a support that's suited for a lot of different situations, right? For example, if you do need something like a healthy healing, sync free for all, if you're like 6-star EX, right? It's nice, especially if you're going in with against master mode, a faster stage, right? Stuff like this would be nice, and would be better than stuff like Team Tough Luck, right? Because again, if you're doing offensive parameters in master mode, the opponent's not going to survive that long. Which again, I don't really think that she's that great for like shorter battles, but anyway, regardless, right? 6-star EX sync with like what's it called again? Sync free for all, right? It's nice. You could pick up still the ramp up over here for faster. Again, this is just for faster battles, right? Pick up the ramp up. And again, depending if you need quick here, you pick up quick here. If not, I guess you could go for if you want fast track 2, you go for that. Actually, this is probably shorter. Not that it matters, just like 1 energy left though. Although its extra stats are a bit nice. Or if you want extra MP refresh over here, right? If you don't have to worry about ramp up over. Actually, can you afford Massey Healer from here? Yes, you can. Or not Massey Healer, MP refresh on Clear Mind. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of variation that you play around with her grid, right? In terms of what team comps you want her in, just any special attack team, honestly, right? Any special attack team. I wouldn't really put her in special attack teams that need a lot of crit buffs, right? For example, Lance. I wouldn't really run her together with Lance, because Lance needs 3 crit buffs, right? But a lot of units do have at least 2 crit buffs, so there's, again, a lot of special attack teams that you could run her in. So anyways, alright, let's now go on over to Volkner Electivire, right? Volkner Electivire, also very good, right? So his basic stat wise, good's very good special attack, speed's very good as well. Everything else is like bad. I think HP's not that bad, but like everything else is kind of bad. But that's fine, Striker, who cares, right? So in terms of moves, you have an AoE discharge, you have Thunder with low accuracy, but you do buff your accuracy with your train move, also buffs your speed and crit as well, right? X special attack to buff your special attack. So obviously, if you're looking, what you're missing is you're missing 1 crit and missing 2 special attack, right? If you're looking for, you know, who to pair him up with. Sync move doesn't do anything. Super duper 9 gives you super effective up next to the user when your move is super effective, right? So that's very good. So yeah, this is only your regular moves, right? It doesn't affect your sync moves. So if you like sync on super effective, you don't get the super effective up. It's just on regular moves. So just keep that in mind, I guess, right? Super free 30% chance of free move next effect when your move is super effective. That's really nice as well. Low key, people don't talk about this part of his kit enough. Conductive sync gives you electric train for the first time your sync move is used in each battle. This is slightly annoying because he actually does have a pretty good sync nuke. And the thing with this part of his passive is you don't get electric terrain for your sync at all, right? For your first sync, when you're using it first, right? It applies electric terrain like after you use your sync move, and then unless you have like lots of like sync move countdown on your team, right? By the time you reach your second sync, electric terrain goes away. So this kind of sucks, unfortunately, but whatever. It's good for like your thunders, which are very powerful thunders, by the way, very powerful thunders, but just slightly unfortunate. But anyways, in terms of lucky skills, right? You could honestly, Crit Strike 2 is fine, but honestly, Superpower 3, that's a new lucky skill again coming in the upcoming luck cookie, which powers up your moves and sync moves that are super effective by 30%, which is 10% more than Crit Strike 2. And yes, you could use them. You could use them against non-super effective, but why would you when his on type is so strong, right? When his like super effective damage is so strong, why would you not use him against super effective, right? So, in my opinion, that's probably the best lucky skill for him. In terms of synchro builds, right? Let's see what we have here. 1 out of 5, you have like nothing, honestly. Pick up some thunder, power up nodes, right? There's a speed node here, special attack node here, speed node here. That's basically it. If you want the accuracy, sure, right? But again, you do buff your accuracy with training move anyways most times, so. So you could do that. What else can you do? At 2 out of 5, you have, honestly, nothing. You have Static Shock 3 if you want to sync with them. That's extra 30%. Not that that's a lot, because it's not a lot, right? Let's see. You could do Super Crit, so you don't have to worry about like crit that much. So what you can do over here is just train a move once, X special attack twice. Maybe actually no, you can't do that. No, never mind. I take that back. Let's not do that. You do have Fast Track 9, which is nice. Fast Track 9 is definitely nice, right? Yeah, move grade refresh on Thunder. What else? Again, Static Shock 3 if you want to sync with him. If you don't, then obviously don't pick it up. If you don't, then just pick up some like again just extra Thunder nodes. Like, again, his 2 out of 5 is kind of whatever, right? His 2 out of 5 is honestly kind of bad. Pinpoint entry if you want. Special attack nodes, right? So honestly, nothing too interesting up here. 3 out of 5 is where he gets most of the stuff, right? So you get ramming speed up here, first of all. That's a big one, right? Ramming speed's a big one. The unfortunate thing is he has a lot of multipliers. You just can't pick them all up, though, right? So it really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're running him more as a Thunder DPS, right? You have Paralysis Energy over here, ramming speed over here, which is obviously very, very nice. And then what else can you do? Yeah, all the stuff on the bottom right are sync. So again, if you're mainly just running him as Thunder DPS, you just pick up some more, you know, these Thunder nodes here and there, right? You do something like this if you're running him as a pure sync nuker, because again, his sync nuke is very, very good, right? Especially if you have 6 REX, AoE, all that stuff, right? What you could do is pick up double down here. Where's the there's Static Shock 3 and 5. You could pick those up over there. What's the best path over here? Probably over here, because you can pick up some Thunder nodes, right? And unfortunately, you can't really like reach any of these big multipliers. So just pick up maybe you know, over here an extra Thunder node, maybe, I guess, right? So that's for like a full sync nuke. If you want, again, a bit of a hybrid of both, it depends. But I personally try to go for ramming speed because it's a bit easier setup and it's like 10% more than Paralysis Energy. Although on the other hand, you do have like Paralysis already set up with the Static Shock over here, right? So you could also do that instead, right? If you don't want all that, I think it's also pretty valid. You could do that as well, right? And then that gives you an extra sync with power up node as well too, right? Let's see. So yeah, you can pick some Thunder nodes after that, if you want, right, as well. So yeah, again, there's a lot of options for him, right? So moving on, let's talk about some of the team comps. In my opinion, this is probably his best one, which is slightly surprising because he has his New Year's partner over here, right? Sabrina. They actually do make a pretty solid comp, right? Because he just needs +1 crit and +2 special attack, which Sabrina could reasonably, supply to him, right? And then you have Elisa to set electric terrain, so you don't have to rely on the sync one, so you could just sync with Sabrina first, right? To get the support EX buff. And then you have electric terrain by classic Elisa, which also always debuffs the opponent's stats, especially defenses, right, when you're attacking them. So that just makes this guy just go like crazy, right? Absolutely just crazy, just doing the Thunder DPS, right? So this is a very, very, very good comp. Obviously, the big question becomes, oh my god, that's 3 limited units. Ain't no one, got them all, unless you're like a whale or you're a huge Volkner fan and just summon for both classic Elisa and Sabrina to help him out, right? Obviously, if you don't have Elisa, that's fine too. You don't really like electric train's nice, but like, I guess you could replace it for like a 6-star EX support, right? Although with it, you again go crazy, right? But instead of that, what can you do? You could throw in just like any like extra bit of electric type damage dealing, although most electric damage in this game are like physical, which kind of sucks, right? There are a few special ones. There's like Howl, which is not that great, unfortunately, but you could do that, I guess, right? You could do like Rotom, double Thunder DPS. What's the other one? Muse, another one, right? Or you could throw in Zekrom there as well, right? You just need like if you're doing like Zekrom, then it's also a limited unit. Then you do obviously both offensive and or physical and special, something like a Volkner or like a Kiawe Marowak, something to buff both physical and special attack, right? So there's that, I guess. Torchic if you're like down bad, but you do also have to consider the gauges, even though he is decently well with that, right? Because like he could also set electric train for N as well, right? But yeah, you have to consider that as well, obviously. Although units like Volkner is decent with that because you have speed buff for your team sometimes, and also Fly doesn't cost any gauges, right? Again, in my opinion, Fly is probably the best 2-turn move in the game, just because of not because of Fly itself, just with the kit, right, that Volkner brings. So there's a lot of decent options. Again, just like down bad, just like you only have like free-to-play units. There's like Hao and Raichu you can use. There's Mew, right, that you could use as well, Thunder Mew. Although I wouldn't really recommend Thunder Mew because like the downside with Thunder Mew is like you have to sync with Mew first, right, which kind of sucks. But yeah, to get that. But if you are doing that, you could throw in like Sabrina for max out speed buffs, crit buffs. At least Mew has a good sync nuke, even if off type, right? You give Mew that at least, right? With something like a Sabrina over here. Although yeah, the big problem with Mew is you have to sync with it. But again, on the upside, it's good nuke, right? It's a good nuke. It's just like you have support EX over here, you have Electric Train Center over here, and then you have like Mew that needs it to like get Thunder in the first place. So again, another option would just be like Hao or something like what was the Egg Raichu, right? There's that as well, right? Egg Raichu, you could do that as well. There's options. So anyways, that's really this one, I guess. Hope y'all gentlemen guys think in the comments down below. Like, share this video, subscribe to our channel for some more Pokemon content. I'll see you guys in the next one.